100 million users last quarter, down to 83 million this quarter. That sounds really significant.
It does sound bad, but part of Mark Pincus's, the CEO's strategy is to reduce some of the games that weren't doing well. So they've actually, in just the last quarter, closed 16 titles. And so that's a big reason why you're seeing the active users down, is because there are just not as many games available for players.
Now, Lewis, Mark Pincus returned to the company back in April. What sort of clues are you getting about how he's going to turn this company around, and if it's even possible?
Right. Well, I think it's going to be a tough slog, right? They've been in the transition toward mobile gaming over the past several years, and it's been a tough slog, as I said. And I think that their focus on some core franchises and some core genres makes sense to me, but it's difficult just because they're relatively late to the mobile game, and it's hard for them to make headway against companies like Supercell and many others that are already kind of dominating the downloads and user charts.
This is a hit-driven business, and it seems like gamers have moved on from things like Farmville. What about, Dan, some of the newer games, New Words with Friends, Looney Tune Dash, Words on Tour? Are these games doing well?
I would say the majority of these games are actually not doing too well right now. You could see games, if you look at the top charts and the top app charts right now, you don't see Zynga in the top 25 or even 50 of those grossing categories. So I feel like compared to Supercell or King that have 2 or 3 titles in those charts, Zynga's just not doing well comparatively speaking.
So what's the likelihood, Chris, that Zynga can pull another hit out of its hat?
Well, this is one of those earnings reports that if you're sort of bullish, you see some hope, and if you're a critic, there's a lot to worry about as well. There is very clearly a strategy of focusing on its core franchises. You're seeing some pretty good growth in the casino-like games. They just announced a Willy Wonka slot machine game. Everybody wants the golden ticket, so there's a chance some of those core properties will resonate.
What about some of the newer games that are expected to come out later this year? Dan, what can you tell us about those?
Well, I mean, they're doing the new Farmville game. I think that title has been really successful for them. But as you see, these numbers keep going down, with their monthly active users. I think their new slots games and the new battle game that they're coming out with, they'll be interesting to see. But I'm like we were saying earlier, I'm just not sure they will meet expectations compared to the other casual games in the market.
Lewis, are you more optimistic when it comes to having another hit?
Well, I do think that the natural motion acquisition is beginning to pay off. I guess I'm looking for Dawn of Titan to do well. That's kind of in soft launch right now, is my understanding. They also have Empires and Allies, which is trying to go upstream and get those more lucrative gamers, right? Move away from some of the more casual fare. CSR Racing has been there for a while and done pretty well. So, I think that, along with the fact that they are shifting back toward Amazon in terms of some of their infrastructure, could save some costs, and hopefully some of these newer games from Natural Motion and in-house studios are going to propel them in a positive direction. I think you can take the quarterly results and read them in a little bit of a positive way.